Hi everyone, my name is Andy Robertshaw. Today is Thursday the 20th of August 2026. I'm now going to be looking at Daily Killer SuDoku Greater Than Puzzle 31748. That's 31748. So somebody on the Facebook group has put in a request that I go through this one. So here we go then. Let's have a look at this. So what's interesting about this? I'll talk about what's interesting first, and then I'll try and solve it. So I've got a couple of cages, unvalued cages of size 7 at the top and the bottom of the puzzle. So one cell is sticking outside the box, so this one must be one of those three, as it can't be in the cage. And likewise here, this one must be one of those three. What else interesting? I've got transitive inequalities. So this one is greater than 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 this one. And a few others. So I've got this one is greater than this one is greater than this one. This one is greater than this one is greater than this one. Right. Anyway, let's crack on with it. So usual things to start with. We're going to look at places with few options. So 15 there is 6, 9 or 7, 8. 13 there, it's not 6, 7 because it would take up both options for that. So 4, 9 or 5, 8. So I've accounted for both the 8 and the 9 in that top right box, sorry. 5 is 1, 4 or 2, 3. And also 5 is 1, 4 or 2, 3. Let's see. I've got 13 and 19 there. That's 32. So 32 is 13 less than 45. So that plus that is 13. So this pair are 4, 9 or 5, 8. Okay, I'm going to just fill in some more options. So the 12 cage there, 3, 9, 5, 7, 4, 8. This one is at least 13, so nothing less than 4 could go in that one. This one is less than 12 and is of size 4. So it must be 10 or 11, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 for 10 or 1, 2, 3, 5 for 11. I've got 1, 2 and 3 in there, so I don't want a 3 there. I don't want the 9 there that would have gone with it. However, this one is 17. 17 plus 10 is 27. I'd need 18 between two that I can't have there. So I couldn't have this adding up to 10. I know it's exactly 11. It must be 1, 2, 3, 5. So I've got a 5 there. So 11 and 17 is 28. So this plus this is 17. These two are 8 and 9 between them. And the top one of that 12 cage is 3 or 4 to go with 8 or 9. And the 17 cage I now know is 4, 6 and 7. So I can't have a 4 in that 5 cage, that's 2, 3. My 10 cage here must now be not contain 2 or 3, so 1, 9 or 4, 6. So the 13 cage, it can't contain 4 and 9 because of the 10, take both options for the 10 cage. So 13 cage is 5 and 8. So that means the 15 cage is 6 and 9. This plus this was 13, so that one's also 5 or 8. Right. That one is at least 18. So 18 plus 17 plus 5 is 40. So this is a maximum of 5, but not 2, 3 or 4. So this one is 1 or 5. In fact, I could have 1, 5, 8, 9 to make up that box. Right, what else? So I've got 2, 3, 5, 8, and I've got 6, 9 there. So 6 or 9 there, 6 or 9 there. I don't want a 6 there. So 2, 3, 5, 8, 6, 9. I've got 1, 4, 7. They're my options left for this one, with a hidden 6, 9 pair there. However, this one is at least 11. It can't contain a 1, so that's 4 or 7. I've got a 4-7 pair there. So this is 1 and 9. That's not 9, it's 6. That's 9. So no 9's there. So this must be my 9 in this box. Right. Nothing less than 4 there to go with a 7 and make it at least 11, but not the 9. Not the 8 either. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could have the 5. Could have 7 and 5 or 6 there. I don't know. But that's fine. Right, I can't have a 9 inside the 13 cage. I need 1, 2, 3, 9 is 15. Can't have that. Got to have a 9 inside the 19 cage, and a pair that add up to 10. So can't be 1, 9. Can't be 8, 2 because I've got my 8 there. So it's either 3, 7 or 4, 6. So the 13 cage must be 1 and 2 with 3, 7 or 4, 6. But I don't want a 6 there. Let's have a quick look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. But 10 max. That's 10. Maximum 9. Maximum 8. Maximum 7. So because this is 3. This is maximum 3 less than the 10. 9, 8, 7. I can't have a 7 in the cage because it would need at least a 1 to go with it. So let's take that one out. My 7 then must be one of those two in the 13 cage. So I'll take out the rest of the 7s in that row. The 13 cage must be 1, 2, 3, 7 if it contains a 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7. So no 3 in that one either. The 19 cage is 4, 6, 9, which only leaves 2 and 5 for that 7 cage. Right. 9 cage here, not 2, 7, not 5, 4. So 1, 8 or 3, 6. So what's interesting, 3 or 8 there and a 3 or 8 in the 12 cage. So does that help matters? What can I still have in those? So not 2, 3 or 5, 8. So I've got 2, 5 there. I've got 3, 8 there. So not 2, 3, 5, 8. So 1, 4, 6, 7, 9. Can't have a 9 there. The 10 can't be 9 and 1 because of this one. So not 1 or 9 there. So this one is 3, 4 or 6 to go with that one. This one is 2, 3, 5, 8 to go with that one. Right. Okay. So what else? I've got a pair there that add up to 5. My other pair, so if I've got 1, 4 there, I need 2 and 3 in those. That all works fine. But if I've got 2, 3 there, I need 1 and 4 between those. But the 4 has to be there. So if I've got 1, 4 between those, with the 4 needing to be there, I couldn't have a 1 there. Right. Okay, so let's do... Now I'm short of places for an 8 to go in this box, aren't I? I've got an 8 there. I've got maximum 9, maximum 8. I can't have an 8 there. So I can't have an 8 in that column. Can't have an 8 there. My only place for an 8 in that box is this one. Right, my 7 here, I can't have 3, 4 because it would take both options for the 10 cage. So I've got 1, 6 or 2, 5. Right, what else? I'm going to fill these in. So 1, 3, 7, 8. And I'm going to come back to what I said earlier about this cage. I couldn't have an 8 there. If I got an 8 there, I couldn't have the 8 there. Have to have the 8 there. But then that make this one 10, but it's maximum 9, 8, 7. So in fact the most I could have there is a 5. If the most of the... Let's put that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because that's the maximum 7. So I couldn't have 8 or 7 there. Because I'd need the same value in that one. Which I can't have. 1s and 3s are fine, because I could have either of them there. I could have either of them there. That's not a problem. But I do know I've got 1 or 3 in the 5 cage and 1 or 3 there. So not 1 or 3 there. Let's see now. What else? So I'm trying to think where I could have a 7. What could I do with a 7 in this box? I've obviously got it there. I need the 7 there, don't I? I need at least 11 there. I can't have at least 11 without having a 7 there. Right. So that's right. In fact, I can't have a 6 there, can I? My 1's taken there, so maximum 9, maximum 8. I could have 2 and 6 there. Yeah, okay. I'll put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know those remaining cells contain some subset of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that's... the 1, 5 here not being able to go in the rest of that cage isn't a problem. I've got both 1s and 5s as candidates there. This one at least 10, but not being able to contain a 9. So I'll put them all in. I can't have a 1 there, so if I've got a 1, I could only have an 8 to go with it, which makes 9, which is too little. In fact, I can't have 3, 6 there in that 9 cage, can I? Because it would take up both options for the 10 cage. 3, 7 or 4, 6. So that 9 cage is 1, 8. So not 1 there, not 8 there. So that's a 9, that's a 3. So not 3 there, not 6 there. Not 9 there. Not a 9 there, not a 3 there. Not a 3 there. Not 3 there, that's 2, that's 3. Not 3 there. Not 9 there, so that's an 8. Right. One of those must be the 3. Okay. Well, that's a few more cells filled in. Okay, so what else? Let's see. Right, nothing's jumping out at me at the minute, but I'm sure it will very shortly. I've got a 1, 2, 5 triple there, so 2, 5 there, 1, 2, 5 there. So 2s and 5s can go. And this one must be at least 13. So I can't have a 4 there if I can only have an 8 with it. So 6, 7, 8, any subset of those, means the 4's got to go on in either of those two or the top row of that. So this one isn't a 4. Yeah. So let's see. Right, something else must be around the corner. I've not done anything with these yet. So let's do this. In fact, I know that one's 8 or 9, so it's something between 10 and 7. Got to be 8 or 9. Can't include 1 or 8, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, must have a 7 or an 8 there. Let's see what else. Interesting, in this column, my 9 must be there or there, but it could be either of the two. Let's. And on this row, my 9 must be here or here. In fact, I've got 10, 7 and 8. That's 25. So I've got 20 between those four. If I've got 1 there, I must have 9 there, because it's the only place a 9 could go. If I've got 9 there, I've got a total of 11 between the 3 of those. Yeah, well, there are options for that, so I won't bash that out too hard yet. So let's do. I can't have 1 or 3 there because of those. Let's put the rest in there. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But not an 8 there because I've got 1 in the column. In fact, I must have 6 and 9 between those, because I've got 6 and 9 there. Right. So no 6s or 9s in those two. Lots of other options though. Right. Okay, so this one was a maximum of 9. What's the minimum that could be? So the maximum I could have there is 13, and 10 and 8 is 31. So I've got at least 14 between those, and that is the bigger of the two. So that's at least 8. That one is 8 or 9. I can't rule out any single option there. Right. If it's 8, it could be 2, 6 or 3, 5. But then maximum 8, maximum 7 in that one, then maximum 6 in that one. But 8, 7, 10, that's 25, 33. Minimum 12 there. So I'd need 5, 7 or 6, 7. So I could have 3, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4. Right, okay. Yeah, that's going to get very complicated very quickly. So I'll give that one a miss for now. Right. Okay, so yeah, I've been talking about that one a lot. I think this could be quite a bit bigger than that one, because I've got to get my 45's worth inside the box. What I've got here, so that is maximum 9, could be less, but 19 Maximum 9 takes me to 28. Minimum 17 between the three of those. Okay, that's interesting. So that gives me a minimum there. So if I've got 3 there, let's say, I've got minimum 14 there and only 9 there. So I can't have anything as little as 3 there. If I've got 4 there, I've got minimum 13 there and 4, 9 there. That's not enough. So I must have at least 5 in that one. But not an 8. 5, 6, 7, 9 are my options for that. If I've got 5 there, so I've got to have at least 12 there. Could I have 9 there? Could I have a possible 13? Right, okay, so 5. But yeah, 5's the smallest one I could have there. What could I have here? In fact, that could be as small as I like. Could I have 9 there, only have to have 8 there for the 17, and 9 is already bigger than 8, so it doesn't matter if I just have 1 there for the purpose of that inequality anyway. Right. I've just got a feeling I should be able to do something with where the 9 is in that row. So 4, 6 there will give me 2, 5 in the 7 cage. 4, 6, 2, 5, 3, 7, and 1, 9. In fact, if I've got 4, 6 there, I've just said I've got to have a 7 there. So 4, 6, 2, 5, 1, 9 between those. The 7 will have to be there. So in any case, the 7 is one of those. It's not one of those. So 3, 7, I know that's not a 3. So 4, 6 for 7 there. 3, 7 for not a 3. That's not a 3 in any case. 3, 7. Right, I've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I seem to have lots of options. So I could still have a 3 in that one. 4, 6 will give 7 and 2 to keep it less than 10. And 2, 5. 3. 4, 6, 7, 2. 5, 8, 9. So if I've got 5 there, I need 8 and 9. So 4, 6, 7, 2. If I've got 5 there, I need 8 and 9 there. That's the maximum 17. That can't be bigger. So 4, 6, 7, 2, 9. 5, 8. And 2 there. In fact, I think I've eradicated an option here. So 4, 6, 7, 2, 9. 5, 8. 7. Then I have to have a 6 there. 4, 6, 2, 7, 9, 5, 8, 7, and a 6 there. So I can't have a 6 there in the 4, 6 case for that. So that's not a 6. That's not a 4. Right. Can I take this any further? So 6, 4, 4 there, not 6 there. That would be a deadly pattern. 4, 6, 4, 6. So 6, 4, 4, 9. or 7, 3, 4, 5, six, so that's, if that's 6 and 4, I know that one's a 9. If that's 7, 3, I know that's a 6. So either way, that one could not be a 6. So that's 4 or 9. Again, it's not a, it's a rather small discovery, but it might be helpful. 7, 3, 4, 6. Five there. Right. I feel somewhat, with the 6, 4 there and the 7, 2 there, I do feel somewhat constrained. So 7, 2, 9. In fact, the 9 couldn't have gone there anyway, so I didn't have to use a deadly pattern. So 6, 4, 7, 2, 9. 4 there, 6 there. So 2, 7, 9, 6, 8, 4. 1, 3, 5. Okay, that's right. I'm not seeing anything I can rule out, but I'm hoping that could be helpful. So is there another breakthrough? So still lots of transitive inequalities I haven't made any sense of yet. Let's see the. In fact, if I've got 5 there, I said if I've got 6, 4, 2, 7, I need a 9 there. So if I've got 5 or 6 there, it must be 7 and 3 there. And I must have a 9 in this column. So I've got 5 there. 5, 7, 3. I've got 2, 4, 6 there. So 2, 4 or 2, 6. And can't have 9, 4. I have to have 9, 2 there. Because 9, 4 would take up both options for that one. So 5 there would give 9, 2 there. 6 there will give 7, 3. Need a 9 there again. So with 3, 6, 7 gone, I've got 2, 4, 5 left there. So 9, 2 or 9, 4. Sorry, 9, 2 or 9, 5. But I've got a 5 there. So if I've got 5 or 6 there, I've just discovered I've got to have 9 and 2 in that one. If I've got a 9 there, I do have more options. So 4 or 6 there, got the 9 there. Okay, I'm just going to underline those as a note to myself. If I don't have the 9 there, I've got a 9, 2 pair there. So 496 or 67345. 1 2 3 5. In fact, that's something interesting I should have spotted. So my 1 must be one of those in that box. It's not one of those. So no, that can't be a 1 because the 1 would have to be one of those 3, which it can't be. So that one is a 5. 1 and 8 there. 1s can go from that one. The 4 can go from that one, which would have parted the 1. And the 5 can't be either of those. So the 5 must be in that column in this box. Right. That's good. Well, it's something else. So maximum 8 here. So 2 6 or less, I suppose. Right. Can't have 5 or 8 there. Got 5 8 there. If I've got 5 and 8 between those two, that will be a deadly pattern. So that's not 5 or 8. Right. So I'm going to have a 4 and a 9 between those. I'll put all the options in there. Right. Must have a 9 in one of those two cages. I've got these inequalities, but they're bigger than small amounts, really. It just feels that we'll comfortably satisfy them anyway. Okay, 1 2 3. Just looking around what I can see. So 2 there would need 8 there, and 4, 5, and 1, and 6 and 7 there, and 6 and 7 there. That all fits. 2 4. Right. So that can't be a 7, can it? Because my 7 must be one of those two. 3 4. If we've got 6 4 there, I'm sure I said that one's a 7, didn't I? So 6 4 2 5. 3 1 1 and 9 7. So 7 6 4 7 2 or 7 3. So if I've got 6 4 there, I've got 7 2. If I've got 7 3, I couldn't have a 3 there. So that's quite interesting. I now know I can't have a 3 in that column. My 3 in this box must be one of those. So my 3 isn't that one. So 1 7 8 there. So if we've got 6 and 4, I must have I established earlier I must have a 9 there. I must have a 3 as one of those. So 6 4. I'm between 2 5 and 7 there. with 9 there and a 3 there. Well, that feels quite comfortable again. Sorry, 64279. 64279. 35 in fact. 6435 72. So 72 that way round. 64352. So 2345 there. 1 there. 786 there. 7345. 7345. 1 and 2 there. But 6 there. Right. Okay, let's move on to something else. I think this all started well, but I think my progress is a bit slower now, unfortunately. If that's 2, 3, that's 5, that's 8. 5, 8. 1. Need a 1 there. If that's 1, 4, that's 3. But my 2s and 3s could be either way round here. Okay. Have a look at 6. 6 there would have to go with 2, because that's a maximum of 8. So 6, 2. This has to be a total of 9. So 6, 2. I can't have that, can I? That only gives me 5 and 4. So that's, if I've got a 6 there, I need a 2 to go with it. I need 5, 4 there. I've got nowhere to put a 3 in the box, so I can't have a 6 there. That could be really helpful now. So my 6 is in that column, so no 6 there. This one's a 6. 2, 3, 4 triple there, so that's 1. That's 4. So not 1 there, not 1 there. Whoops, what have I done? Just that one to go. So, okay, so 1, 4 there, so that's a 3. So I don't want a 3 in that cage, or I don't want a 3 there. So 1, 7, 8. No 4s there, that's 7. No 4 there. 4, 7. 2, 3. 2, 3. So that's a 7 there. Right. Okay, let's see how that helps us. So again, that's max. It's now maximum 7, because the most I can have is 4, 3. So this one is maximum 6. I can't have a 5 there, because that'll give me 7 there. So maximum 7, maximum 6. Can't have 5 because I need at least a 2 with it. Right. I've got an 8 there, so I don't want any 8s there. Right. What else can I? What else can we see then? There must be something else here for us. 5 could be top or bottom of that. I've got some transitive inequalities to look at. Let's see that. So, still got plenty of them here, but small values here. So that's 6 or 7. In fact, do I know anything I've got here? So I could have 2, 6 there, 3, 4. I can't have 2, 5, can I? 3, 5, 2, 4, 6. Right, what happens here? So 3 there, 2 there, 1, 3 there. 3, 2, 1, 3. So 3 would have to go with 2 there, because that can't be as much as 7. So 3 and 2. So I need a 2 there one way or the other. So if that's not 2, that's 3, 2, 1, 3, 2 there. So one of those is a 2. That's not a 2, that's a 5. So no 5 there, no 2 there. 1, 4, 7, 8 quad. So that's not 1 or 4, that's 2 or 3. Right, okay. So my 4 is one of those. It shouldn't have been one of those anyway, because I've got, well, I probably didn't eliminate it when I put that 4 in. My 1 must be one of those, so it's not one of those. Yes, my 1's one of those on the top row of that one. Right. So what else have I got? So I must have a 4 there with either the 2 or the 3. So this, at least 6, that's at least 7. Again, that's not very interesting. Right. So again, I knew they were 2 and 5. I just said which way round they are. I don't want a 2 there, do I? I've got a 1, 2, 3 triple, basically. So I don't want a 2 there. 5. Yeah, 5, so 1, 2. Okay, so 6, 6, 4, 2, 5, 3, 7, 1, 9, 3, 7. I still feel to have lots of options here, so I'm only ruling 3 out of that one. Right. I've not done anything in the middle of it. I'm just very conscious. I've not done anything in the middle of the puzzle yet. There must be something I can do. If I've got a 2 there, I've got 3, 5 there, I've got 1, 2 there. I've got 4, 5 there, I must have 8 there. 2, 4, 5, 8, 1, 6, 7. Yep, okay, I can't rule that one out. Right. There's got to be something in here somewhere. So let's... Right. I need a 7. I can't have a 7 there. I must have a 7 as one of those then, in the middle of that one. Once again, I don't know how helpful that is. Yeah, let's see. So 478. Right, I'm just plucking at things now. I'm just hoping something comes out. What can I have in these two? Not 3, 5, 8 or 9. Let's put the rest in. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Right. So 4, 5 or 7, 2, 1, 4, 6. 7, 2, 6, 8, 4. So my 4's on the top row of that. I don't want a 4. It's just 1, 2, 6, 7 that I could have there. 1, 2, 6, 7. Right. So anything. Again, it doesn't look that helpful really, but it's something. 6. So my 8 is 8's there. So that's at least, I could have 2 for that. That's at least 7. That 2, 9 isn't definite, but that's probably about 12. That's probably 13. I'm not talking big numbers here. That's just 7. No, numbers are quite small. Right, let's keep going. 1, 2, 5. So 6, 4, 2, 7. Quad a 9 there, that would have been. And 4, 9. And 6 there. And 8 there. 6, 4, 2, 7. We've established early on we need a 9 there. 6, 4, 2, 7, 9. 4, 9, 6. So 2, 6, 7, 9. 8, 1, 5, 1. Or 7, 3, 4, 5. So that's 6 and 4. That's a 1. 6, 4, 2, 7, 9. 6, 8, 1, and 1 there. So 6, 4 for 1 there. 7, 3, 4, 5, not 5 there. So that one is 1 or 2. Right. How helpful that will end up being, who knows. But not a 5 there. Seven, 2, 1, 5, 2, 3, 6, 4, 2, 5. So 2, 3, 2, 5. And I've got, that's a sort of X-wing, so I need a 2 as one of those. In fact, I know I've got a 3 there, whatever happens. Let's keep looking at this. So, 4 in that one or that one, or possibly that one. Sorry, right, okay. Um, 7, 3, 4, 5. Right, yeah. That's still a struggle. Okay. So that's a 1. If I've got a 1 there, I must have 8 there and 6, 7 there and 4, 5 there. So I must have an 8 as one of those two without using 4 or 5 there. 4, 5 there, so not 4, 5 there. And maximum 13. So it must be 8, and so 1 there must give me 8 and 2. 1, 8, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2. And 6, 7 there. And an extra on the 7, so 7 and 3 there. 1, 8, 7, 3. Oh, 7, 3 there, and yeah. Okay, I'll do it the other way round. 8, 1. Not 8 there. But those two at least 9. Those two at least 10, sorry. So not a 2 in that one either. Oh yeah, without the 8 I can't have a 2 there, so I'm between 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8, 1. That's a struggle. Right. Okay. Let's try it. 2, 4 there. Will give me 3 there, 2 there. I could have 3, 5 or 3, 6. 3, 4 there would have to be 2, 6. And 5 there. Right. Okay. Yeah, so I just feel like with this one, the middle of the puzzle is what's holding us back. If I could just do something in the middle, but I'm not seeing what I could do, it'd be a big help. Right, 1, 2. I've got an 8 there. In fact, my 8 must be one of those 4 in this box. My 8, in fact, must be on the top row of this box. It could be that one, sorry. My 8 could be that one. In fact, my 8 couldn't be any of those 3, could it? No, it couldn't. It's not. Sorry, my 8's one of those. What was I thinking? My 8 could be any of those 4. Yes, it could be on that row. 1, 2. Yeah, it could be any of that. So 6, 4, 2, 7, and 9 has to go there. Let's clear those out. 6, 4, 2, 7, 9. 3 and 5. 7, 3. If I've got 7, 3 there, does that mean I've definitely got 9 and 2 there? So 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Seven. Right. Okay, well, that looks a bit much to do as well, so I'll give that a miss for now. Right. So let's keep going. I've got an 8 in that box, so that's not an 8. So 2, 2, 7, 1, 5, 2, 3, 6, 8, 4, 6. 2, 7, 4, 6. 4, 5, 1, 2. I've got 6, 7, or 8 there. I've got 3, 5 there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. Okay, well, that's still not getting me anywhere. Right. So 8, 6, 7, 4, 5 need a 2 there. 7, 4, 5 need a 6 there. 6, 7, 8, 4, 5 need a 7 there. Or 4, 2, 7 need a 6 there. So 4, 6, 8, 2, or 6, 7 either way round. Four, 6, 8, 2. So 4, 6, 7, 2. So we've got 4 there. I've got 7, 2. I need 6 there. I've got nowhere for a 5, so that's not a 4. That means that one is a 4, and a 5, and 6, 4, 9 between those two, so 7, 3, not 3 there. Right, I've got 7 now, so not 7 there. 2, 4, 5, 6. So 2 with any of those, or 4, 5. In fact, not a 5 there. So my 5, not a 5 there. I have got a 1, 2 pair there, so that's 3, 5 there. Oh. Yeah. What can I have here then? So 2, 4, 5, 6, 9. Let's put them all in. Right. Um, 3, 5. So 3, 5 and 2, 5 would give me a 5 there. 3, 5, 1, 6. Does that mean anything? In fact, 2, 5, 6, 5. And 5 there. And 8 there. And 4, 7, and 1, 8, and 7 there. And 4 there. One or 9 there. So 4 there, 9 there, 4 there, not 6 there. Right. Okay. Yeah, this is very tricky, this one, but we're getting somewhere. It's about, I think it's about to go. It's about to give. So transitive inequality around the middle of it. Right. 2, 4, 5. I thought that'd be a big help out knowing which combination I've got there, but it's not as big a help as I was first hoping. If I don't have 9 there, I've got to have 9 in there. I'd have 4 there. So 9 with 5 or 6 feels too... It could be 9 with 5 or 6. Let's try something else. If I don't have 2 there, I've got 4, 5 there. 9, 4. 2 with 6 or 9. So 4, 5, 9. 4, 5, 9, 6. 2, 9. 1, 2. Right. Or if I've got 2 there, I've got 1, 2. Yeah. If I've not got 4 there, I've got a 1, 2, 5, 6 quad. But the 1 and the 6 must be there, so I can't have 6 either. That's not a 6. Alright, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I'd have 2, if I don't have 4 there, I've got 2, 5 pair there, 1, 6 there, and a 4 there. Okay. Right. What else? 1, 2. 2, 5, 4, 6, 1 or 9. I've been there a few times, haven't I? Alright. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there's got to be something more I can do. These middle numbers, and what am I missing? So if I've got a 9 there, this one is bigger than this one, but that's got 3 numbers in it, including a 7. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so 7s and 8s each in each column there. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 9. Let's just put them all in. Let's do this. Anything apart from the 7 there. Not 8 there. Right, 6, 7, 8. In fact, my 5 in... I've got a 5 in this column, so not a 5 there. So 2, 4, 6 or 9. So I could well have 9 and 2 there. If I don't have 9, I must have a 4. So if I don't have 9 there, I've got 9 there, 4 there, must have 4 there. So 2, 9, 4, 2 or 4, 6. If I've got 4, 6 there, I must have 2, 5, 9, 1, 6 9. The other one are 2 or 5. And 4 there. Right, okay, that works. If I've got 4, 6, I've got 2, 5, 9. Four, so 2, 4. I can't have 2 and 4, so in fact I must have 4, 6 or 2, 9 there. That's good to know. So I must have 4, 6 or 2, 9 there. I can't have 2, 4 because to make that one too big I need 5 and 6 there. So 4, 6 or 2, 9. So the other pair of 4, 6 and 2, 9 go there along with the 5. Right, so I've got 2 or 4 but not both there. So I can't have a 1 there. This is greater than this, and that's 10 or 11. So this one is at least 11 in the event of that being 10. Right. That's that. Okay. So this at least 10, this at least 11, this at least 12. Right. There's got to be something there somewhere that I'm missing. Okay. So let's keep looking. What else? What else am I missing? So if I've got 6 there, I've got 7, 8 there. I've got 1 there, 2 there. So I'd have 2, 9 there. So I'd have 4, 5 and 6 in that set. In fact, if I've got 6 there, I've got the 2, 9 option there. I've got 4, 5, 6 there. I can't have a 6 there. I must have the 4 or 5, the 4, 5 pair between those two to keep it less than 10. So if the 6 is in this column, it's on the top. So these two are either 4, 5. Or if the 9's in this column, it's got to be there. So 4, 5 or 2, 5. In fact, I need the 5 as one of those two. I don't have the 5 there. So 4, 5 or 2, 5. So that one is 6 or 9. That one, 6 or 9. Right. Okay, that's... If that's 6, that's 5. I'm just wondering how helpful this is going to be. But 6, 5... So 2, 6 or 3, 6 there. But then I've got the 2, 9 option there. I need at least... I need 8 or 9 to go with it. If that's 9, I've got 4, 6. A 2 will satisfy there if that one's a 9. Right. 6. Okay, 6 with 8 or 9, that's 14 or 15. So this one is at least 15 then. Right. So I could have the 1-8, if with the 6 there, I've got 2-9 and 1-8. I can put both of those either way round. So 6 there with 8 and at least 15. So that's 23. That's 31. So I've got maximum 14 between the three of those. But I've got minimum 7 there. Right, so maximum 6 will go there. Okay, 6, 4, 5. So 2, 5 will give me 1 and 6 there. And 9 and 1 and 8 and 1. Four, 5 would give me 6 there and 5 there and a 6 in one of those two. Right, 2. Okay. Right. As soon as I work this out, I feel that we are done with this. But I've not worked it out yet. So 3, 5. So 2, 5 there is a definite 1, 6. 4, 5. In fact, if I've got 2, 5 there, I've got 4 on the bottom there. Let's follow that through. 2, 5, 4, 6, 1 or 9. But 4, 5, 6, and 8 or 9 there. An X-wing there, 5s in each of those, so that one will have to be a 5. And an 8 there. So in fact, 2, 5, 8 there. So with the 4, 5 and the 6 I would have there, I need a 9 there. So 2, 5, 9, 1, 9. And the 2 would have to go on the top, the 9 on the bottom of that. Does that help? 2, 5, 1, 9. So that's 15. I need at least 16 there. So 2, 5, 9 is 16, another 16 there, 32, and 1 there, 33. So I do have 12 left for that, which is quite enough. So 2, 5, 1, 9, 1, 8, 1. So I could still have the 8 on. In fact, I would still have the 8 on that row. I need at least 12. So that's quite feasible. But I don't have a 1 there. With a 2, 5, I couldn't have a 1 there. With a 1, 6, I can't have a 1 there straight away. Right, so that means that's the only place I've got for a 1 in that row is there. So 1 and 8 that way round. I was getting excited. Okay, and I've got an 8 on the top row of that one now. I thought that'd get me a lot further than it has done. It's just filled in one more one more cage for me. Right, okay. So 1-6. In fact, that it is a bit. 1-6 gives me a 9 there straight away. 2-5, follow this through. 8 there, so not 8 there. 2-5, 4-5, 6, 9 there. 1 there, 9 there. So whichever option I've got here, I've got to have the 9 on the bottom, the 1 on the top of that. So that's not a 9. Right. Again, how helpful is that? Not as much as you might hope. But my 1 is one of those. So 2-5 for 1 there, or 1-6 there. So not a 6 there in any case. Right. So there's got to be something more. I'm playing a bit in the middle of the board at least now. 4, 6, 9. So 2-5, 6, 4, 1, or 1-6, 2 or 5 there. Oh. 2, 5. So 2-5 means I've got to have a 5 there. And a 5 there. So 1-6. What does that mean? In fact, 2-5. I said I got a 9 there. And a 1 there. And a 1 there. And a 1 there. And 8 and 1. And 8 there. So we've got 8 there. I can't have 6 or 7 there. I've got 6, 7 there. Have to have a 2 there. So 2-5, 6. So 2-5, 4, 2, 9, 6, 9, 1. I'm sure I just said I need a 1 there with a 2 and a 5 there. But I'm not sure now how I got to that conclusion. 2, 5, 8, 4, 7, 1, 8. All right, 2, 5. 2, 5, 4, 1, 6, 5. Right. 8 there. With 2, 5 there, I've got 8 there. Four, 6, 5, 9. I'll tell you how I did it. 2, 5 there was 1 there, and 1 there, and 1 there, and 8 there, and 1 there, and 8 there. And with the 8 there, 6, 7, not 6, 7, I need a 2 there. So I can't have the 2 on that side, so it'd have to be 5 there, 2 there, if that's 2, 5. Right, again, small step, but it is something. Right. So 5 there, 8, 2, 3. Six and 7 between those two. Or 6, 1. 6, 1 there. So what could that? What does that give me? 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Can I eliminate 5 and 2 that way round? That would be a help if I could. 5, 2, 4, 6, 1, and 1 there, and all these things I said are still true. And 8 there, and 1 there, and 8 there, and 2 there. Right. So what happens here? So 5, 2, 6. 4, 5, 2, 6, 5. So where does the 4... Can I deduce where the 4 goes in such a situation? So 5, 2... 5, 2, 4, 6, 9. Remember 9 there as well. In fact, aside from this, if I've got 6 there, I need 9 there, or else I've got 9 there. So one of those two is a 9. Let's get rid of the 9s and the rest of that. And that was a 9, 2, or 4, 6. That one's not a 2. Right, get rid of that. Okay. So my 8 is one of those two. Right. So 6, 4, 6, 7, 8. Right. So 2, 5, 4, 1, 9, 6, 9. So without 2, 5 there, I've got, and 6 there, I've got 3, 4, and 8 there. So yeah, with 6 there, so we can't have 2, 5, 6. Got 3, 4, and 8 there. In fact, I know that would be an 8 anyway. So I'd have 3 or 4 there. So 2, 5 will give me 3 or 4 there. Does that help? So 6, 2, 5. I've got a 3, 4 pair there. So with 5, 2, I've got to have 3 or 4 there. I'd have a 2 there as well. So there'd be 3 and 4, those two. Right. So it means the other one of 3 and 4 is on this middle row in that box. That would be the 5. So 5, 2, 6, 5. So knowing that's 3 or 4. So 3, 2, 3, 2, 4. But with a 2 there to be 4, 2. Yeah. or 4, 3, 2, 3. And 4 there. Yeah, I can't rule anything out with that. Right, let's keep going. I'm probably looking too hard at it. There's probably just something that should be there that I should be seeing that I'm missing out on. Right. And these cages, as pointed out at the start, are now totally uninteresting, I will say. So 1 6, just try 1 6 there, see if you've got anything in common. In fact, I'll tell you one thing in common. With a 2 5 there, I've got a 6 there, so no 6 on there. With 1 and 6, I could also have no 6 on there. So let's get rid of the 6 as a candidate on that row. I've got a 2. That's 2, 3, 4. That's a quintuple. Right. Okay. That's. I was getting excited about nothing once again. I've done it a few times during this solution. Okay. Something's got to be there. So I now know this pair is 8, 2 or 6, 7. So 6, 7 for 1, 2 and 8. 8, 2, 1, 6, 7. So I've got a 1, 2 or a 6, 7 there. Including that one, I've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 7. Yes, I've got 1, 2. Does that mean I've got to have a 1 on it? So 6, 7, 1, 2, or 8. In fact, I don't need to have a 1 there. So 6, 7. So 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 7, or 2, 6, 7. Right. Okay. Not helpful. Yeah. So if that's a 2, that needs to be a 9, and 4, 6, and 2. I can't have 2, 5 there. Right, that's what I've been missing. I can't have 2, 5 there, because it's greater than 7. So that's a 4, 5, and that is a 2, 9, and that's a 6. So, with that in mind, that's 1, 2, 7, 8 pair there. That's a 1. Got 7, 8 in that column, that's 6. That's 7, 8 there. 4, 5 there, that's 9 and 4. Right. I've got a 2 there now, so no 2s here. I've got 11 there, so I need at least 5 there. So my necessity of a 9, sorry, at least 8. Need 8 or 9 there. My necessity of the 9 was if I had the 5-2 there, and that I still don't know. Right, so 7, 8. So I've got a 6 there. That one's a 5 then. So 2, 6, 4. So 2 or 6 there, 2 or 6 there. That's not a 2 then. I've got a 5 in that row, so let's get rid of that. So I do have a 3-4 pair. That one is an 8. And that one is a 9. So not a 9 there. Not an 8 there. Right, so this is going to be at least 16 now. Alright. So what can I have here? 8 and 9 have gone. 4, 5, 6. I've got a 7 there. I need at least 9 to go with it. So I can't have a 2, can I? 3, 4, 5, 6. To make that up to at least 16. So my 2 must be one of those on that row. So that's a 6. So I now know this 7 kg is 5-2. So that's 4 and 5. And that's a 1. So it's this thing I've been speculating about for ages. Now coming to fruition. That's 3, 5. So that one is an 8. So 4, 7 pair there. No 7s there. So 9, 5, 6. So that's not a 7. That's 8, 7. I've got a 5 there. So that's 8 and 5. Right. I've got a 3 in that column, so no 3 there. I've got a 5 in that column, so no 5 there. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. I've got the 9 in the column twice. Let's go back. Yeah, so that one should have been a 7, sorry, and that's... Right, I'm not going to blow it now. That's an 8. That's not an 8. That one should have been a 7. How wrong is this? I've made one mistake somewhere. Right. I'm okay there. Okay, I'm not going to go back and... Right. Something is clearly wrong in the candidates in this cage. Let's just clear them out. Right. Let's put everything back in there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So not a 9 there. Not a 5 there. So 4, 6, 7, 8. Not an 8 there. I've got a 2 in that column. Got a 1. So 2. That one is a 1. 2, 3. That's 4, 3, 2, 4. That's 3, 6, 7. I've got 2, 3 there. Got a 2 there, so 3, 2, 2, 3. Right. So 7 or 8 there. 7 would have to go with 6. 8 would have to go with 2 to keep it less than that one. So I don't want a 7 there. 7 there means 15 there. And less than 15 there. So 2 or 6 there. Right, so I've got 6 and 7 there. And 4. That's 8, 5, 8. 7, Oh dear, right. 7, 8, so 7s and 8s can go from that one. And the 4 can go, that's 6. Got 8, 8 can go, sorry, 5, 9. So no 9 there, no 6 there, no 8 there. 4 and 7 there. Right. This is nearly done now. No 6 there. No 6 there. So, sorry, why no 6? Why did it say that? I've got 3, 6. Yeah, no, I've got a 6 there. Right. So, 2 there. No 6 there. So, 4, 7, 1. 8, 1. 7, 8. So 6 and 7 there. 4, 9 there. Got a 4 in that column. So 9, 4, 7. So got a 7 in that row. So 6 and 3 and 7 and 6. Wow, that took ages. But anyway, we got there in the end.